Welcome to another episode of Ragas.co.za. Francois, yesterday was round number 2 of the URC, United Rugby Championship. Your general opinion of what happened?
Unfortunately, not a good round for South African teams again. It's much similar reality check like we had in the first round. As we now discussed it at length, it is to be expected. Some teams started off very well. Province, for example, it was a whole first Province half, and in the second half they got blown out of the game, out of the match by the referee.
Again, I'm not that negative. Again, I felt that there's more positives than negatives of what came out of the results this weekend. South Africa will need time to adapt to the playing style and everything. These guys do play a quicker game than
much quicker,
a more physical and quicker game than what South Africa is used to. Yeah. So it will take time to adapt to it.
Yeah.
First match, Bulls versus Connacht.
Bulls started well, was leading, but unfortunately the pace of the match started to catch up with them. And specifically, and I said, I think in my post-match article, I said the Bulls needed to slow halftime, I said the Bulls needed to slow the game down because they were struggling to keep up. And unfortunately, it literally overtook them, the pace of the game.
But some stupid game plan or anything. The first half, the wind was in their back.
Yeah, let's remember, wind was a big factor, and they talk about playing uphill and downhill because apparently the field is literally uphill and downhill.
Yeah, maybe a centimetre or 2 centimetres, definitely not. Otherwise they would have, I mean it's international stadium, otherwise they would have fixed it already. But the wind was a factor.
And the rain, yeah.
But why didn't the Bulls kick the ball when they were in their own 25.
And use the wind to their advantage.
And use the wind to their advantage. They rather set up one phase and another phase and another phase and then lost the ball and put themselves under pressure again. Of all the teams, the Bulls was the one that disappointed me the most.
Yeah,
the way they started, I thought they're going to run away with the match.
Definitely.
And my Super Blues also and because of the Bulls.
Yeah.
I was disappointed with the Bulls.
Yeah. Look, halftime it was 7-10, and then the final score was 7-34.
But yeah, the second half was because of the wind and the rain and everything. Then a kick wouldn't have done that. Then you could understand why they played phase after phase after phase.
But Connacht, listen, I mean, not a big, heavy team or pack at all, but everything is done at pace. Handling, running, that's all I can say.
So you're switching now, you're becoming a Connacht.
No, I'm just being observant.
Okay, all right, the second game was the Lions. Again, I don't know what's happening at the Lions. The first game against Zebra, they ran the Zebra apart in the first half. More or less to say, I don't think the field was that wet or anything, and they crept into their shell. It seems as if they wanted to keep the score low.
Instead of
playing their normal rugby, they were forced to play a more conservative and front, based game with their forwards and everything, and their forwards did well. Their scrums was excellent and everything, but it was just if they were
holding back,
too afraid to lose. I prefer this the game plan of theirs, but then your backline, I mean, when the ball, and they got quality ball at the back, and either Hendricks took the ball up on his own, or it was all one-off runs. There was no support, no nothing, and the forwards, I mean, with Jaco Kriel when he was on the field, they dominated.
Yeah. Final score there was 36 to
13-36, yeah.
13-36 and 13 for the Lions, unfortunately.
The third game was the Sharks against the Glasgow. It was the Sharks.
Glasgow Warriors.
Warriors, yeah. Again, the Sharks completely outplayed the first half. They trailed 10-28 at halftime, and then they brought the games back to their forwards, played a more forward-orientated game, dominated the guy with their forwards, playing South African rugby. And I mean, they lost by 24-35, so they won the second half 14-7.
Yeah. Interesting way of looking at it, yes.
But so they looked a lot better the second half. Really a lot better the second half. But like I said, that's where we must find our own groove in this competition. Maybe we must play like the Sharks did, slow the game down, use their forwards to be abrasive, use them to bully the guys.
Because the general trend that I'm picking up from the European teams is that everything is at pace. The competition is just a fast-playing rugby competition.
Yeah, it's not the madness that South African rugby tried to chase during the Currie Cup, running at all costs. But when they run at pace. It's a direct running. It's aggressive rugby.
Slick handling.
Every second or third time they run with the ball, they break the line. Where the South African teams are happy to set up one phase after the other phase after the other phase, not making any ground.
Yeah. Last match was Munster against the Stormers. Munster 36, Stormers 18.
Yeah, I'm not a Stormers supporter at all, but I think the referee played a major part in the decision. No one could understand why Murat was sent off the field. And I think that's where the game changed, because they scored. The Stormers were leading 15-7 at half-time. He was chased off just before the end of half-time. And then the Stormers conceded 2 penalties. We must give it to Munster. When they in the opponent's 22, they're going to score. The drive of the lineouts is just impossible to stop.
Big pack of forwards, including some South Africans there.
Yeah. So it's impossible to stop. And all of their tries came from forward
tries.
Always tries by a forward. So I mean, all the penalties that the Stormers conceded during the second half, or during the first 10-15 minutes of the second half, cost them all their points. I think maybe the Stormers didn't deserve to win the game, but I mean, the way we were treated over there with the referee and everything was an absolute shame.
Not good. Anyway, looking forward to round 3 this week.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be much change in the results. The Bulls has got an easier game, I think. Yeah, the Bulls and the Stormers, I think, is playing Edinburgh, that lost to Benetton. But I think more or less the same that we're going to see that we saw. And I think we'll see the real difference in the strength when these guys come into in South Africa. I think then we will see what really the difference between the two.
Yeah.
So nothing to chew your
wrists off.
Yeah.
At this stage, but
yeah, it's just like I said. The only team that disappointed, according to me, was the Bulls. I was really disappointed by the way they played the rugby.
Yeah. Anyway, looking forward to this coming week's rugby. Always good.
Yeah. If they all play like the Sharks and the Stormers. Great stuff. Thanks a lot. Enjoy.